Are you still on the high for making history?
I don't know if it ever really sank in. I know when they first told me I got the part, I went back to sleep. I had just done, I was shooting a vampire movie at the time, and I had just finished a night shoot. So I was very tired. It was probably 8 in the morning. And so my agents called me and they said, hey, they want you on Supergirl. And I was like, all right. And I think, I don't know if it ever really sank in after that. I think it's just been this weird, long fever dream. That it's just been really surreal and spectacular. And I mean, we have the most amazing cast and the most amazing crew, and we get to tell these incredible stories and do these incredible things. And so it all feels so surreal. So it's never really had a chance to sink in because it just keeps getting more unbelievable. I'm just like, okay, sure, why not?
Exactly, and I love that you could tell just from your posts and your energy and everything, you enjoy what you do. You enjoy being on set every single day, and this
So
was
much
one
fun.
of your first role, well, like in the beginning of your acting career, because before that you weren't really trying to be an actor, is that right?
Yeah, it was more, because I was in college at the time. I was studying, because I'm a fan of a steady paycheck, I was studying to become an artist. That was my backup plan. I was like, oh, if I can't work as an actor, I'll work as an artist. So it was just kind of like whatever comes first. I was really into like game design and conceptual art for that, and so I was I was studying for that while auditioning, and I was like, one of these things is going to happen. And I'm just really fortunate that acting happened first because I am so in love with it.
So you play Nia Nal, aka Dreamer, and she's really coming into her character this season. Tell us about her growing from last season to this season.
Yeah, so this season, even looking between the first 2 episodes, you see, of the seasons respectively, in episode 1 of last season, Nia was very, very, how Kara was in season 1. She was nervous, she was timid, she had moments of being outspoken, and she had windows that you saw that bravery and that desire to protect people, when she protected Brainiac in the pizza shop. And so you could see what she could be, but she was holding herself back. And now at the beginning of the 5th season, you are seeing her in a whole new kind of confidence. She has almost a swagger about being a superhero. And I love how she's a superhero because she knows it's cool. And she knows it's ridiculous. And she has moments where she's standing next to Supergirl and she's like, oh my God, I'm standing next to Supergirl. And so she's fully aware of how cool it is. And so I think she's just become livelier, more outspoken, funnier, still working on the communication thing. She's still trying to figure out how to speak up for herself. She's real good at speaking up for other people, but when it comes to her and her needs, and her boundaries, that is where she doesn't want to hurt anybody.
So do you have any similarities between you and your character?
That's so weird because I feel now that I feel like I've played her for now a season and a half. I feel like when I am portraying Nia, it feels very natural at this point, and so I feel like I'm just being myself. And I was talking to Ozzy about it, and she was like, you two have almost nothing in common. But I think, we both kind of have that outspoken, kind of bubbly personality. It's very positive. I think she is better at doing less. I don't know how to do less. I only know how to do the most.
Right.
So I could probably take a lesson from her.
I love it. So you just did a panel for GLAAD called Where We Are on TV.
Yes.
Share with us that whole experience and being on the panel and why that's important.
Yeah, so that was fantastic. It was amazing to be a part of a panel with so many other members of the LGBT community, allies of the LGBT community, LGBTQ community. And so we were talking about sort of how representation has come so far in the past few years, and specifically where we've come from last year at the panel. And I think last year, of all characters on television, 8 point something were queer characters, and now we have, in a year, we have reached 10.2% of all characters on television are LGBTQ. And so we're trying to slowly up that percentage to mirror the real world and the world we live in. And we're trying to have representation be accurate so that everybody has a chance to see themselves portrayed on television and has a chance to identify with characters in that intimate way. And so the new call to action is by 2025, trying to have 20% of characters on television be LGBTQ, and which would most accurately represent the real life statistics of 1 in 5 people identifying as LGBTQ.
I love your activism, but you were taking stands early. Where did you draw that strength from to speak up on what you believe in?
So a lot of it's stubbornness. A lot of it is a lack of shame, but a lot of it comes from my mom. My mom was my first advocate and continues to be my fiercest advocate. When I was little and I wasn't able to speak up for myself and I wasn't able to use my own voice to let people know what I needed, she was there to fight for me, and she was there to battle with school districts and the community for my best interests. And so she really taught me the value of speaking up for yourself and for others. And so now, merging acting with activism, and now that I have this platform, I'm really just kind of trying to do everything so I don't disappoint my mom. Because I really don't want her to say, "Girl, you messed that up." Because she will. She'll give me hell if I mess it up.
I love it. So when you hear stuff like, "You're a huge inspiration to all of us. You're my idol. You are the one who made me come out and build my courage to come out as transgender to my family," how does that make you feel?
I don't know what, I never know how to respond. I never know, would people thank me? I can't say you're welcome. I can only really say thank you, if that makes sense. Because I'm just happy to be able to be a person who can do that for somebody. I'm happy to be able to bring to life a character that is going to do that for somebody else, that is going to allow a kid to see themselves as a superhero and give them the confidence to come out to their families, to their friends, to their communities. So when they say thank you to me, I can only say thank you for sticking around. Thank you for being brave enough to be yourself. And because my dad says it the best. He says it, it's easy when, your family and your community supports you to, be out. It's hard. My dad says the real superheroes are the kids who get out of bed and go to school every day knowing that they're going to have a bad day. And so if I can help those kids by being Dreamer, if Dreamer can make those kids who have to be in the closet feel less alone, then I will work a 16-hour workday. As long as there's catering. If there's not catering, I won't do it.